Perfect? Bang on my chest if you think I'm perfect. Go ahead, bang on it.
No heart?
You gotta have heart. Miles and miles of heart.
This is Patchwork Heart Ministries Young Catholics Respond, brought to you by Breadbox Media. Now, here's your host, Bill Snyder.
Thanks, Adam, and welcome to the program, everybody. I am Bill Snyder. This is Young Catholics Respond, and thank you so much for joining me here today on this episode. I am so blessed, as always, to be able to do this ministry and really encourage you to go over to patchworkheart.org to find out more about our ministry and how we can serve you in your parishes, in your diocese, how we can really help you grow in your faith. It's all on patchworkheart.org. But I don't want to spend too much time talking about ourselves today because I have a wonderful friend, Penni Warner, joining me. She is the co-founder with her husband, Matt, of Grace and Mercy Ministries. She is also the creator of the Love Chaplet as well, and her website is lovechaplet.com. And welcome, Penni, to Young Catholics Respond. It's always great to have you on the program.
Thanks, Bill. So glad to be here, and I'm really excited to be able to talk about something that we kind of created together.
Yes.
In our two ministries. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm very excited to talk about this. One of the things that, first of all, the Love Chaplet is wonderful. I think maybe just for people who have never heard of the Love Chaplet before, to just give a brief overview of it, and then we'll talk about the many different forms in the last year over the course of the pandemic that the Love Chaplet has really evangelized. But give people a little snapshot, because some people may have never heard of it before.
Figure that. Okay, cool. So my husband and I are converts. We converted back in 2000. And we sometimes would have on EWTN playing in the background in our home. And I heard this beautiful prayer being sung. And being a convert, I had no idea what the prayer was, but all I knew, it was just such a beautiful prayer, and it was so peaceful to be able to hear it. And so I hadn't heard it again for the longest time until my husband and I moved to Warrensburg, Missouri, and I was a cantor there. And so we had some missionaries come through, and back in the back of the house, where it was very, very loud in the house, I went and found that same prayer was being sung somewhere in the house. And so I went to find it, and found out that it was the exact same prayer that had been sung that day on EWTN. And so I took it home. It's on a CD, but I took it home, and my husband put it on my computer so that I could listen to it periodically through the day. And the prayer was the Divine Mercy Chaplet. And as I would sing it and pray it throughout the day, even in the chaos of the day, if I would turn it on, it would just be so peaceful. And my devotion to it grew very rapidly. Being a convert, I had no idea that you were supposed to pray it in the afternoon, at 3:00 in the afternoon. So it's kind of a joke between God and I. He'd wake me up at 3 a.m. so that I could pray it with him then, because he knew that I was so busy at 3 in the afternoon. So I would get up early in the morning, and he'd wake me up pretty much every morning for our prayer time. And I would sit down at my table, and I would start out with the singing of the Divine Mercy Chaplet. And so one morning I was singing it, and I had this overwhelming rush of love for Christ. And, the word love is so overused today. We can love a lot of things. And so I was trying to express my love for Christ, and it just, nothing I could say would really do that for me. No words could express how much I loved him. And so I asked him to show me how I could love him. And at that moment, our Lord appeared to me on my left and crouched down, and he looked like he had been scourged at the day of his passion and his death. And you would think that I'd be very, very scared, but it wasn't. It was a very peaceful time. And I remember his eyes, our eyes would lock, and it was as if we were expressing our love for each other. It was just a beautiful, beautiful moment. And so he started to give me these words, and I wrote them down word for word, and knew that it was going to be a very special prayer. It was in the response to the divine mercy. The divine mercy shows us that our Lord loves us and has mercy for us, and he died for us sacrificially. The love chaplet, the words of the love chaplet, allows us to express our love for him sacrificially, whether it be die to ourselves or die someday for him as a martyr. That he's asking us to love like he loved us, which we could never do, right. But we can show him the love that we have for him, and the gratefulness that he did for us when he died for us on the cross. And so he also gave me a chaplet. That's the love chaplet. And of course, I didn't know what a chaplet really was, except for the divine mercy. I didn't know you can go make one. I didn't know people could just make a chaplet. But he instructed me. He was there with me the whole time and instructed me on how to make it, what colors should be in it, how many beads. It's like a rosary, but instead of 10 beads, he said, make 5 beads in between the two on the outside, 5 beads, and then like the Hail Mary part. And I asked him why just, 5 beads. He said, well, this is a youth chaplet, and the youth won't pay attention as much. If it's just 5 beads, they'll pay more of attention. And it's so true, because it's not as a long prayer as the rosary, and I kind of look at it as being sort of a bridge. To learn how to pray the love chaplet is learning to put beads in your hands and pray, but then it always leads to a bigger prayer. I usually pray the divine mercy then at the same time I pray my love chaplet that he gave me. So it's just a beautiful prayer. People tell me that, when I asked Jesus to show me show me how I could love him, and he did. People say that they have that same experience, that they have like a blanket of love that just overshadows them, and they're able to express how much they love Christ through the love chaplet. And it's just been amazing.
Yeah, no,
so
it's beautiful.
That's an overview.
Right, I know. It's a very brief overview, folks, and I really encourage you to head over to Penni's website, which is simply lovechaplet.com, to learn a little bit more about it and see the beautiful prayer. I mean, you have the instructions for how to pray it, and I know you even offer to make it for people as well. So if this prayer touches you, if this is something that touches your heart, certainly reach out to Penni. All her contact information is right available on the website. Again, it's lovechaplet.com. And I do know that you also sought approval from your local bishop as well. So this is with his blessing as well to promote it and to to share it with the world. So that's a wonderful gift, and some amazing fruit has come out of it, especially during this year of pandemic. Penni, you and I met several years back, and then last year began to work on doing a mission together. We were going to be doing a mission at your parishes out in the greater Kansas City area. And so we were getting ready to do that. And then the week of our mission, the coronavirus pandemic hit. But the amazing thing is God always has a plan, especially when you've been preparing for months together ahead of time and, working with all these different facets of it, trying to figure out the logistics and then all the prayers and all the content for the mission. I mean, we were working a lot, and we were like, there's no way that this can just not happen.
So sad. But it was so sad.
It was.
But yes, go ahead. Tell about the fruit that has come from it. It's amazing.
Right. So what we decided to do is we decided to film this mission and make it a part of the Discover Your Mission series on our Patreon. And so what we did was we took the Running to the Heart of the Father mission and turned it into a virtual one. So you can actually watch the entire mission on our Patreon. If you go over to patreon.com/patchworkheartministry, you'll be able to sign up and you'll see our mission there, but you'll also get a bunch of other missions. It's $25 a month to sign up and see the mission and amazing missions from people like Kendra Von Esch and many more. We're going to be adding one with Al Smith here very shortly. But in terms of our mission, one of the cool things that we were talking about doing was blending the Stations of the Cross that I authored, the contemplative Stations of the Cross, with the Love Chaplet prayers, and so that's what we did, right? I mean, that was
Yes.
awesome.
That was so cool, and it's so amazing how it just came together. I remember, I don't know how it came at the very beginning. You know, maybe I mentioned something about, you know, I had thought about stations a long time ago, doing a path of love for, you know, people to actually walk from station to station and focusing on that station, but then bringing the Love Chaplet into it. And you were like, well, you know, I've written a contemplative Stations of the Cross. I'm like, what? So we took that and we combined the two, and it is just beautiful. And I can't wait to actually do it in person someday. But it's beautiful.
It really is.
It's so good.
It really is. You know, it is a wonderful prayer, and what's awesome about it is that we were able to take the sacrifice of Jesus and knowing your story and the vision that you encountered Christ in and the state that He appeared to you in, and really be able to bring the two together, but not in a way that feels forced. Like we're not trying to jam. We're not trying to jam two, devotionals together to create something that is just like I've got to jam these two together. No, these fit naturally together.
Oh, they do. They do.
And what was amazing is we were praying it together, via Zoom, like we are now. It was so evident that like these two things were supposed to come together, and so. We're really excited about sharing it with you, and I definitely want to talk about it a little bit more on the other side of the break. And then we'll also talk about some of the other things that Penny has going on with the Love Chaplet as well. But let's take a short break here on Young Catholics Respond. I'm Bill Snyder. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Patchwork Heart Ministry is committed to sowing hope into broken hearts by helping young people encounter the love of Jesus Christ and His Catholic Church through prayer, storytelling, and media initiatives. We invite you to prayerfully consider supporting this mission financially. Mail your tax-deductible donation to Patchwork Heart Ministry at P.O. Box 563, Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, zip code 53147. Or visit patchworkheart.org to donate online. That's Patchwork Heart Ministry, P.O. Box 563, Lake Geneva, Wisconsin 53147, or online at patchworkheart.org. At times it seems like the world today is filled with so much division, bigotry, and hatred. So it's up to us to make sure that we get back to the basics, and that is Jesus Christ and His message of faith, hope, and love. Faith, Hope, Love with John and Morgan Bender is a new project that seeks to do just that by engaging and inspiring Catholics within the Archdiocese of Milwaukee and beyond. Read personal faith stories, interviews, and news all by visiting the Faith, Hope, and Love blog.blogspot.com or follow us on Twitter at Johnny Bender MKE.
Hi everybody, Bill Snyder here. Just want to thank you for listening to this episode of Young Catholics Respond. And as a founder of Patchwork Heart Ministry, we have so much more going on than just our podcasts. Check it out at patchworkheart.org.
Your heart is always beating, but you never have to think about it.
Welcome back to Young Catholics Respond. Once again, Bill Snyder.
Welcome back, everybody, to this episode of Young Catholics Respond. I'm Bill Snyder. Thank you so much for joining us today. Joining me today on the program is my friend Penni Warner, and we're discussing the path of love and the love chaplet kind of combination that we created. So if you missed the first half of the program because you're listening on the radio, I highly encourage you to go back and listen to it on our podcast feed. Very simply, you can find us anywhere podcasts are found by searching for Patchwork Heart Radio, or you can just go directly to our podcast feed, which is podbean.com/patchworkheart. So you can find us there. But right now, Penni, I want to kind of talk a little about how this creation of, combining the love chaplet and the contemplative stations of the cross together. What we did was not only put together this mission that we do hope to do in person, and if you are a parish that is opening up and would like to have a Lenten mission, come in. It is a 3-night parish mission that we have ready and printed out and set to go.
Yes.
We can do it. So if you are a parish, please reach out to us at Patchwork Heart Ministry. Feel free to email me at info@patchworkheart.org, and if you'd like us to come out to your parishes and do this. But I want to talk specifically about the prayer, because one of the cool things that we did was we actually created an audio recording of this prayer with you, some of the background music from you in the background. So we've put this up on iTunes, on anywhere digital music is found. Literally, you can get it on Amazon Music. You can get it on iTunes. You can get it on Google or Google Play Store. However you listen to your music, however you stream it, however you download it, we created this beautiful, it's like 21 minutes long, Stations of the Cross. And, we're coming up on Lent. We're going to be a week away from Lent, just under a week away from Lent now. And this is a great way for you to meditate on the passion of Christ, but also express your deep love for Jesus. That's right. That's one of the cool things about this. I think oftentimes we focus on the sacrifice of Jesus, and we forget to say, "Oh wow, I love you too."
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that is true, because a lot of times that's what we focus on, is what Jesus did for us, and we should. I mean, it's Lent, and it kind of draws us back, and I kind of like to start over every year, with Lent and doing new prayers and doing new things. But we really don't focus so much on our sacrificial love for Him, and Jesus, God doesn't need our love. He's God, right? So He doesn't need our love, but He desires that kind of love from Him, or from us to Him. And, in today's world, we definitely need to love Christ, and we need to definitely show that we are Christians. We are Catholics. We are in this world of chaos and everything like that. And so, Lent, focus on Him, absolutely, but we need to sacrifice ourselves for Christ as well, definitely. And that's what this contemplative Station of the Cross combined with the love chaplet is just so amazing, because it's both. Right. It's both of those things. So
exactly. And we entitled it The Path of Love. And if you search our names, Bill Snyder, Penni Warner, if you search our names, in addition to just The Path of Love, it will pop up on that. Yes. Because there are many other Paths of Love songs out there. But you'll recognize it by our names to search Bill Snyder, Penni Warner, and then also The Path of Love. And anywhere that you stream your music, that you listen to your music, it is available. You can download it. You can also stream it as well. So if you have your streaming account, it's free to stream with your streaming account. And know, folks, that this is a way that also supports our ministries. So we love being able to produce content like this. This is one of the things that Patchwork Heart Ministry loves. I know Penni has spent many years doing the same thing, creating content, creating stuff to really deepen people's faith. This is what we love and we enjoy. We also live in the modern world. So we like you have temporal needs. and know that by praying this, if you've got your Amazon account, and you've got your streaming service like I do, going in there, clicking the play button, just simply doing that supports and helps our ministries. In addition,
Right.
in addition to that, you can always download it. I mean, I think the download price is pretty reasonable across all platforms. We don't set it, but I don't think it's more than like $5.99 or $7.99. I don't think it's any more than that. It's a 21-minute track, so it's not your standard like 3-minute song, folks, for 99 cents. But you can download this, burn it to a CD. You can download it, take it with you on your phone wherever you go. It's just one of those tools that we uniquely have as part of our ministries to help you grow in your faith. And now is the perfect time to get it, to pray it. And during Lent is one of those times when I think a lot of Catholics do refocus. They do refocus themselves on some way, shape, or form. Ash Wednesday is like the most attended day in church,
Yes.
right? So,
Right. Oh, yeah.
so take the opportunity to enter in to Lent this year and prepare yourself well. Maybe stream this every Friday. Maybe listen to it with your friends and family, driving around in the car, and know that there's nothing that God's love can't conquer in your life.
Oh, right. Absolutely. It would be it also would be a great asset for different groups. My husband and I are youth ministers, and the wording of the stations are so that you can visualize those things at each station, and it's very easy to listen to, even for like youth. And youth don't normally do Stations of the Cross. I mean, you have to like teach them those things. They don't normally just go and do them. And so groups like that, little groups of people, can go and do these things. Even in your church, I would, you could take it and go from station to station, even in your church. Of course, you'd have to get your priest's permission, obviously, but it would be a great asset to any group of people that are in your parish, even youth.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So definitely all you have to do is search The Path of Love, Bill Snyder, Penni Warner, and you'll be able to find it and find our, find the songs, stream them, download them, anywhere music is found. And we mean that. So anywhere online music is found. If you would like a physical CD copy of The Path of Love, directly email Patchwork Heart Ministry, and we will create a physical CD copy for you and mail it out to you. If technology prevents you from being able to get it in the digital form, we'll be happy to send you a copy of it on CD. The other thing, Penny, that is super exciting, I know you have some other things going on with the Love Chaplet, and the amazing thing is that God continues to use this in many different forms and many different fruits coming out of it. So tell us a little bit about some of the other ways that the pandemic has used the Love Chaplet to reach hearts and souls.
Yeah, it's amazing, really. God takes fruit out of any situation. And at the beginning of this pandemic, we thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be awful. People are going to, but God has brought so many people together. So many people are out of work. A lot of speakers, they can't go like we couldn't go and travel and do those things. So we've really been able to focus on coming together in like virtual conferences. One of those places that you can go to is smartcatholics.com, and I've been a lot of things doing really incredible things over there. And one of those things was I was able to go and share a live feed with them talking about the Love Chaplet. And at the time, you don't know who's watching so much, but I had a guy, I know that you're familiar with him too, Bill, Raymond Haywood. You've been with him several times on his ministry, but he contacted me, and he he was praying one day, and God kind of led him to give me a call. The Love Chaplet is for any group of people, but at the beginning, the Lord told me that it was going to be a youth chaplet. It was going to draw youth to him. So at the time, I thought youth was just, like high school, young adult youth. I never thought about kids that could be involved. And he brought that to me. He said, well, what about using the Love Chaplet as those first beads that your kids could use? Like your mother could take you and show you the Love Chaplet and pray it together with your mother, with your father. And it also would teach the whole family how to pray. And these beads are very easy to pray. It's a very easy prayer, and it's a very short prayer. So we're right now in the process of working together to bring that to fruition. How are we going to make the Love Chaplets? Teaching, maybe in First Communion classes, bringing older youth in and helping the younger kids maybe make the Love Chaplet together, and that would be their personal Love Chaplet beads where they could bring home. And we're kind of testing that out a little bit now. I went to a grade school with fourth graders. There were 20 fourth graders, and I made up these little packets of how to make them and all the beads and things that go with them. And they were so excited to make their little Love Chaplets, and they really understand. They understand a lot more than sometimes adults do, because they just take things and, they're just very honest. And it was just so amazing to see that they love their little chaplets. And the teacher is a good friend of mine, and she says that sometimes they're waiting, to get into one of their classes, and they normally bring a book or something like that. Well, now they're like, why can't we just take our Love Chaplets and pray a Love Chaplet while we're waiting? And I just think that's amazing, because little kids are going to grow up to be youth, and so it just really steps into that. So we're taking a couple paths with this Love Chaplet, a path towards teaching and catechizing, and then the other way is more of a redemptive path, a deeper path. So that's an all new thing. We haven't got all that worked out, but we're in talks with a lot of people about bringing that together, and it's exciting. It's just a whole new perspective on how to pray it, and teaching your kids how to pray, a chaplet, and then using it as a bridge to those other bigger prayers, the Divine Mercy, the Rosary especially. And so it's kind of an add-on, we call it, a little bit of an add-on to those bigger prayers. So that's exciting. I'm really excited about that. So
yeah, it's awesome, Penny,
yeah.
And so much great stuff coming out of your ministry. Again, visit Penny's website. It's very, very simple, lovechaplet.com. Couldn't be easier. And again, Penny's contact information, testimonials, praying the chaplet, even a little bit of her story is up there. So there is just so many great things that are coming out of this. And I hope that you'll check out as well, again, our combination between the Love Chaplet and the Contemplative Stations of the Cross. I hope you'll be able to check that out for us. But anywhere music is found, simply search The Path of Love and Penni Warner and Bill Snyder, and you will be able to get a copy or stream it anywhere digital music is found. But Penny, thank you so much for your time today. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and certainly can't wait to have you back.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, Bill. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm excited about this. So go out and stream it. I know you'll be blessed by it.
Certainly, and until next time, folks, I'm Bill Snyder. Keep beating to your Catholic heart.
You've been listening to Young Catholics Respond, a radio initiative of Patchwork Heart Ministry. To learn more about our ministry and program, visit us at patchworkheart.org. Or to get exclusive access and early ministry updates, become our patron on Patreon by searching for Patchwork Heart Ministry.
Did you enjoy this podcast? Listen to other podcasts from Patchwork Heart Ministry by following Patchwork Heart Radio wherever you listen to podcasts.